yo, if with us, because he feels like they're the Beatles, which they kind of are. You know what I mean? Like they're the '90s Bulls. Yeah, and you've seen it.
Mad about it all we want, but they are significant players in this, and you have to acknowledge that. It's not saying that they're better than anybody else. It's saying that the value that they have commanded in the marketplace is significant high, but it's beneficial to a lot of institutions. Alabama State would have had a great homecoming, no matter who they played. But when you add the fact that you got a #1 recruit coming into playing the game, right? You have Shedeur Sanders that is a Heisman candidate, no matter how serious you want to take it or not, right? A Peyton candidate for sure.
Absolutely.
Right? That brings incitement. And the fact that he talks about this. This is one of the things that I've talked about in my sports marketing class that I really have pushed. And my students start to understand this, and hopefully we'll get more marketing folks that are administrative HBCUs or really across the board. That one of the things that we have to start understanding is that you have to market matchups. You have to market key players. If you have Prairie View and you have this great running attack, the nation's #1 running attack, you have to market that. You have to tell everybody in earshot that look what we do. And it can't just be on a social media flash. That is great, but it has to be everywhere. Your coaches have to talk about it. If your coach is not talking about it, your offensive coordinator has to not talk about it. If he's not talking about it, the marketing person, the AD has to talk about it and say, look, we have some talent here. We have the top ranked FCS rushing team in the nation. We're ranked number 10 amongst all HBCUs. You market that to the people, and all of a sudden they start to say, oh, interesting. I want to come see what's this about. I want to see this. They keep telling me it's great. I want to come. Right. Absolutely. And so you got to tell your story. That's all he does. He knows he's the #1 HBCU ranked thing. He's number 5. Now he'll tell you that he don't worry about rankings, but trust me, he knows it.
He knows it. No, yeah, you're right.
Talk about that. He doesn't tell his team because he wants to make sure that they stay functionally in their place and concentrate on what they need to. But he needs everybody else to know they sold out Alabama State homecoming. Largest crowd they've had there. And everything that went into that. Alabama State gets full credit in terms of what they did and marked to the table and their fans coming. Jackson State gets credit. Texas Southern, in terms of playing better football over the last 3 weeks, winning 3 games, goes into the fact, and you bring in Jackson State, the #1 team, and all that goes around it. All of a sudden, they have their first sellout. That's purposeful. That's the augmentation of all these perfect things coming together, which he understands the marketability of that place. And that's one of the overarching frameworks that he's talking about, the importance of all of us understanding that, talking to it, putting it out there, in addition to saying, hey, open up these bold spaces for the participation for multiple programs, specifically HBCUs in the SWAC, MEAC programs, if they have programs that are record-wise that are prepared to participate, and see what this looks like. Open it up because it's beneficial to the bowls, and it's also beneficial to obviously the SWAC and the institution because of the payday, the exposure, recruiting, and all those things. This is open up that Pandora's box, if you would.